Once upon a time in a big monastery in China, there lived around 500 monks. They all followed the path of self-realization under their wise master. One day, a curious man arrived at the monastery, eager to become a disciple. He approached the Zen Master, expressing his desire to know the truth about himself and life. The Zen Master looked at him, saying, "To discover the truth, you must be willing to dedicate your entire life. It might take a lifetime, and there's no guarantee you'll find it in this life. Are you ready for that?" The hopeful disciple replied with determination, "Sir, I've come here to stay the course. I'm ready." The master then gave him a unique task. Take care of pounding rice for the 500 monks. Just keep at it from morning till evening. When tired, sleep, and start again in the morning. Focus only on this. Don't think about anything else. Don't come to me. I will come to you when needed. So, the young man started pounding rice, day in and day out. He slept in the same room, and he spoke to no one. Months passed, and thoughts kept flooding his mind, but without new subjects, they faded away on their own. Slowly, his thoughts diminished. After a few years, he forgot his own name. He quietly pounded rice, lost in a thoughtless state. No meditation or scripture reading, just rice pounding. Despite his dedicated work, the other monks considered him a fool, far below their scholarly status. 12 years passed this way. One day, the Zen Master announced his time was nearing its end, and he needed to choose a successor. The chosen one would write a few lines summarizing their experience near his door at night. Eager disciples, especially a knowledgeable chief disciple, thought this was their chance. The chief disciple, well versed in a Buddhist scripture, wrote about the mind being like a dusty mirror and meditation clearing this dust. The master, however, rejected it, calling it garbage. The chief disciple, unsure of himself, hadn't signed the lines. This created a stir in the monastery. Two monks discussing the incident approached the rice pounder, who had always been deemed insignificant. When asked why he was laughing, he replied, "I laughed because the master is right. Those lines are garbage." The surprised monks challenged him to write something better. He couldn't write but offered a few lines, saying if they could write them down, he'd go with them. They agreed. The rice pounder shared his wisdom. Mind is just an illusion. There is neither mind nor a mirror of the mind. When the mind doesn't exist, where will the dust settle? He who knows this has known the truth. When the Zen Master saw these lines, he knew the rice pounder had reached enlightenment. In the middle of the night, he handed over his robe and stick, declaring him the successor. But he cautioned the newly appointed successor to leave the monastery immediately to avoid jealousy and harm. And so, with gratitude, the rice pounder left, carrying the wisdom he gained while pounding rice, ready to share the fragrance of his newfound enlightenment with the world. In our lives, many believe meditation is confined to sitting with closed eyes, but it extends beyond that. You can meditate while walking or working. True meditation means being so absorbed in the present moment that you lose awareness of your body, like the rice pounder who immersed himself in his task and attained self-realization. Zen encourages constant presence, freeing the mind from thoughts. When the mind vanishes, your pure self remains. No additional spiritual practices are needed. Immerse yourself so deeply in your actions that your work becomes meditation.